Can y'all believe we're already in a new year? Like, I feel like I heard so many people at the end of 2024, like, I'm about to go into my winter arc. I'm about to start applying new habits, do things that can just get me miles ahead for the new year. Candidly, that was not me. That was not my story at all. 2024 was an absolute whirlwind for me, okay? Between my 9 to 5, between creating content, I was also doing other side projects. Like, this has been a crazy year. I feel like I barely had time to just sit down and take a breath, much less get in the gym, start eating healthy, get my life together. By the time I got to the end of the year, I went home to my parents' house for the holidays. And if you added up all the hours that I spent at my parents' house for the holidays, I promise you at least 75% of them would be on the couch or in the bed. I had no energy at the end of the year. I had no motivation to do anything. I just needed to rest. Eventually, I snapped out of it and really just started thinking about, okay, what are my goals? What are the things that I want to accomplish in this new year? Because I actually really enjoy the concept of a new year. Now, personally, my birthday is right in the middle of the year. It's on June 21st, and then obviously New Year's is on December 31st. So I kind of treat my life like I have 2 New Years. I think that everyone's birthday is their natural New Year. I think it can be kind of hard to feel that way if you have like a winter birthday and then New Year's is right there. But for me, it's like a 6-month check-in. And I really do encourage people to take their birthday to reevaluate their goals, kind of reset as well. I really do enjoy the concept of New Year's and just setting goals for yourself and thinking of where it is that you want to be in the next 365 days. So as I was kind of digging myself out of the hole of exhaustion, I came up with a list of 7 different things that you should consider doing to just feel more refreshed and feel more organized, so that you can actually kind of lay the groundwork to accomplish those goals in 2025. Now, before I get into the tips, make sure that you check the description of my video. I'm going to link a lot of things that I'm talking about below. And also, if you like these types of videos, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that you can see more. Now let's get into it. First thing that you're going to want to do is clean your space. This is your time to literally deep clean your whole apartment, the space that you're living in, so that you can feel actually organized and refreshed. You're going to want to clean your room, clean your bathroom, clean the kitchen, like clean the little stovetop area, actually lift stuff up, dust, like do a real deep cleaning so that you can look around and actually feel a sense of reset. This is also a great time to go through your closet, go through your drawers, donate stuff that you're not wearing anymore, go through your bathroom products. Is there anything that you're squeezing but nothing is coming out? Throw it in the trash if so. Also, while you're at it, disinfect your high touch surfaces like your light switches, your doorknobs, your phones that touch 1,000,005 things a day. Take a Clorox wipe and just wipe it down, because you do not need to be carrying those germs around you in your new clean space, okay? Second thing you want to do is replace your essentials. There are certain things that you need to replace on a routine anyway. I personally think there's no better time to start replacing these products than the top of the year, because this time next year, you're going to look back and be like, okay, the last time I replaced this was the top of last year. It's just kind of a time trigger thing. Replace your kitchen sponges, replace your loofahs, replace your toothbrush. You should definitely be replacing those things more than just once a year, but this is a good time to remember to do that at the top of the year. Also, go ahead and replace any important batteries you might need, whether it's remotes, fire alarms, like smoke detectors, those type of things. Those beepings are really annoying, so just go ahead and get it out the way now. Third thing you need to do, and I almost included this in number 2, but I thought it was so important that it just needs to be its own item. Wash your makeup brushes. Go wash your makeup brushes. There is no need to be bringing germs from last year into this new year. If you're like me, you're probably not washing your makeup brushes enough anyway, but no better time to start with fresh brushes than the beginning of the year. This is especially important if one of your goals for the new year is to clear up your skin. Me personally, I get a lot of breakouts. I get a lot of hyperpigmentation. You can probably see some of them on my face right now. You're not going to get rid of any of that if you're carrying germs from last year on your makeup brushes, because it's just going to cause more breakouts. Speaking of goals, the next thing that you're going to want to do is finish your vision board and write out your goals. I personally like to break my goals into different categories, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, relationships, work, content creation. All of my goals have different categories. And what I'll do from there is I'll actually take a category, so let's say physical, and I'll put 3 goals that I want to achieve by the end of the year in that category. So let's say one of those goals is that I want to lose 20 pounds. From there, I'll actually take that goal and break it into a smaller goal and different tasks I need to do to complete that goal in just the first quarter. So instead of working toward bigger goals that have an end date of December 31st, 2025, I'm working toward 12-week goals that end March 31st, 2025, and and I can kind of measure myself on a shorter timeline. This is the concept called the 12-week year. There's a really good book on it that I recommend you read if you're interested in learning more. There's also a content creator on here. Her name is Corey, and she does a lot of really cool videos on how to set up your 12-week year and how she does it for herself too. So definitely check that out. I'll link her below. Next thing you want to do is start a digital declutter. According to Exploding Topics, Americans are spending over 7 hours a day looking at their screens. On top of that, our attention spans are lower than they have ever been before. So if we're going to be staring at these screens all day, let's at least organize the spaces that we're looking at. Go through your text messages, respond to the people that you forgot to respond to. Also delete your spam messages so that they're just not in the way. This one might be a little bit more of a harder task, but you also want to clear out your email inbox. And I know people have a lot of throwaway email inboxes where it's like a lot of stores and a lot of newsletters coming to one email address. Go ahead and clear it out. There's actually a lot of tools you can use to do this. So I use a website called clean.email. I've heard a lot of other people talk about a website called Trimbox, and it'll actually go through your emails for you and say, this is just a promo. This one doesn't even have a code on it. You should just delete all of these so that you don't have to actually go through one by one and delete all your emails at once. Me personally, I use Google Photos just because there's a little bit more space and I like the way that they organize their photos a little bit more. So go ahead and make sure your pictures are backed up and delete all your pictures from your phone so that you know they're backed up in the cloud. Also go through your phone and just make sure all the apps that you're not using are off your phone. There's a lot of apps that I feel like I would see ads for, download, and then you would get like 5 seconds in and it's like, oh, we need $30, and then I would just keep it on my phone. Delete it. You don't need to be using up all that space on your phone. Next thing you want to do is book all your annual appointments. You should really start this year off having a good understanding of where all of your health stands, especially in light of everything that's going on politically right now. Book your annual exams, book your OBGYN appointments, book your OBGYN appointments. Like the sooner the better. I cannot stress that enough. Book your OBGYN appointments, book your eye appointments, book your dentist appointments. Also, if you have needs for certain specialists like chiropractors or dermatologists, make sure that you book those appointments too. You really want to have a good understanding of where your health lies, because if you need to start taking certain supplements or implementing certain practices, you want to know that at the top of the year. So that way you can start implementing those things and then have a great year health-wise. My last suggestion, and this is probably going to be everyone's least favorite suggestion, is that you need to do an audit of your finances. I use an app called Rocket Money. Essentially what Rocket Money does is it takes your bank transactions and it sorts them into different categories. It'll give me a report and it's like, hey, you spent this much on eating out. Hey, you spent this much on travel. Hey, you spent this much on Uber and Lyft. And it really helps me to understand where exactly my money is going. So take a look at that for the beginning of the year so that you have a good understanding of what changes you need to make to have a good rest of the year financially. Me personally, taking a look at my finances over the last year, a lot of money went toward my local coffee shop, and that is just unnecessary. Like my Nespresso is going to see me a lot more this year. Another one that came up on my yearly summary was food delivery apps, DoorDash, Uber Eats. Like I spend a lot of money on those, and that is also just unnecessary. So something I'm going to do for the new year is I'm actually going to delete those apps off my phone. That way, if I'm eating out, I have to actually get up and go get the food. Like if I'm going to be eating out, which I shouldn't be doing anyway, I need to actually work for it and go get the food myself. Rocket Money is also a really great way to track your subscriptions as well. I feel like everyone's been in those situations where you'll sign up for a free trial, you'll forget to cancel it, and then it just keeps charging you and you don't even realize it. Personally, when I first downloaded the Rocket Money app, it was like, hey girl, do you know you're paying for Hulu twice? Apparently I was paying for it through my Spotify subscription, but also I was paying for it standalone as well. And I just was paying Hulu 2 different times. It was absolutely ridiculous. So download Rocket Money. It's a lifesaver when it comes to your finances. If you don't want to track everything manually, just have an app that does it for you. So those are my tips for resetting for the new year so that you can walk into 2025 just feeling more refreshed and more organized. Let me know if I forgot anything or if there's any tips that you personally implement for yourself at the beginning of the year. If you like this video or you found anything helpful, make sure that you like, comment, or subscribe below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.